Look at that, that's perfect. Oh, that's a wonderful shot there. We're into it now, we're into it now. They've gone, they've had enough. Oh, that's a wonderful shot. The square will take care of him, the square will take care of him. Let's get in there, let's get into it. Greetings and welcome to episode 198 of my Empire Total War Darth Mod USA campaign. This, my friends, how we left it last time, where we've got a terrific battle here with the Spanish. We really did. Up here, in my friends, in Hanover here, they've really hit this fort really hard. This Fort William here has taken the brunt of all the Spanish attacks. But as you can see, it's starting now to take its toll upon the Spanish. A lot of these armies you can see here have been pretty much decimated, particularly these here. This is one of the main attacking forces for that battle. What a battle it was. It was brutal. That's all of that's left of that particular army. A lot of these armies really have been absolutely smashed here against the defences here. But equally, our forces are also looking so... I mean, this army's not looking too bad here, but this army, these armies here in the fort itself, look at that. They took a... No, actually, they did. We've actually been quite alright here. Unless it... there it is. That's the army I was looking for there. This army here took a real pasting. The army outside here was the army that took the... Look at that. Down to 30, 52, 42 men, 85, 46. This army took a real thrashing. It really did. I'm not sure why we've got two generals here, which is a little bit odd here. But I think we will definitely replenish and repair these gentlemen here. This force as well did take a few casualties, but not too many. We came out of that not too bad at all, did we? But this army here, this one army here, did a tremendous amount of damage. And here as well, you can see these two armies here also came from that battle. And as you can see here, my friends, look at that. I mean, we've absolutely given them a sound thrashing here. We really have. But we mustn't become complacent. We're starting, or hoping, to fill out this sort of particular flank here, this pincer here, and here, down here in Strasbourg. But the Strasbourg force will face a much more difficult challenge as to move around here. What we want to try and do is move around the Spanish and sort of trap them in this sort of giant cauldron and then try and whittle them down. But that's going to require a huge amount of forces on either flank. We've got a strong central defence here that'll keep the Spanish hemmed in into this particular, as we see, this cauldron here. But what we need to do is break the flanks here and push in around and link up these two flanks together. So you have this strong sort of armoured sort of front here they can't get past. And then you've also got the similar thing behind here, but to get that they need to drive into this here. And this here is going to be a real battle around the town here, around Luxembourg and Nantes here. So it's going to be... Nancy here is going to be really tough, this particular battle here, because you're sort of fighting in the teeth of the main Spanish army that's here in the region. Here, we've captured the Netherlands. Again, as you can see, they're not too happy with this local populace, but the line here is a bit thinner. You can sort of push through here. As long as you go across the bridge here and head maybe for Brussels, we can probably start that sort of outer encirclement here. And then again, but this is going to be have to reinforce significantly, because even if you break this army here, you've still then got to be able to feed more reinforcements in to sort of link up with Brussels. It's going to be an absolute monstrous amount of forces we're going to need, and we are at the moment suffering in terms of how stretched we are. Now, the Spanish also have all of these forces down here in the north of Italy, and their best forces are here. Look at that force there. That really is a very powerful force indeed. Now, okay, admittedly, some of it is not at the full strength, but that's still... I mean, look at the number of stars here. That's a full... Look at that. That's a fully fledged general there. So you can tell these armies have been in some real combat. And again, they're not too bad, these forces, at all. Look at that army there. Grenadier Guards, Republican Guards. We're not looking at... Oh, look at that. That's a real powerful force. So the majority of the most powerful strike forces would be here. They've got a force here as well. In Milan, again, pretty powerful here. Full guns are fully equipped here. Repeat with Venice, but don't know for how long. Of course, we're still at war with the Nepalese here, but again, we've managed to keep them pinned in here, thankfully. So they're not really going to bother us that much. They can't really escape anywhere else. I think they've been fighting amongst themselves, which is fine with me. Now, further eastwards, we've of course had a huge battle here for Sofia. Now we've pulled back here to replenish and repair because we're effectively not trapped, but we are lodged between two enemies here, the Ottomans and the Germans. We've got this force here, but we are trying to get this force excuse me, friends, back up to full strength. As you can see, it did take quite a beating in that fight. I got that down to 21 men there. The fighting here in the Balkans has been brutal, it really has. But again, this force is not looking too bad. Mind you, 18 down to 18 men there, so as you can see, the fighting has been pretty severe. But I think we've got enough troops here in the Balkans to deal with this, particularly here, although some of them are running a little bit short of men here, as you can see. So I think we have to start shipping in. Yeah, Dad, look at this here. I mean, look at this. It's been brutal, the fighting down here. So we are trying to get these gentlemen up to full strength. These are at full strength. That's absolutely fine. My goodness me, it's going to take us a long time to get these combat ready again, isn't it? I mean, we're going to strike at the Ottomans, but that's going to be another... Even if these armies are not at the full strength, they're still going to pose a problem for us. And also we've still got these forces here. We're hoping... What I did want to do is we want to clear the flank here, and they'll be able to move these forces down into here. But then you've got these two armies perhaps moving through the Carpathian Mountains here, which we've got to be careful of. We've got nothing to defend here apart from this one in the fort, Hunandora. A good army, but again, not at full spec here at all. Excuse me, my friends. Missing 2 regiments. This force here, although, yeah, again, we've got to retrofit these, but then again, you'd lose that experience from the troops, which I'm loath to do, but I think we might retrofit some of these as well. Well, we've brought this under... Yeah, I think Moldova is pretty much under our control, but we mustn't become complacent. The army here is definitely a defensive army, especially with the mortars. And they've got these sort of ad hoc forces here as well they're using, but again, shouldn't be too much of a problem for us. But we've still got powerful forces up here in Minsk. They're loitering in Vilnius here. They've also taken by their stock here, and we've got another force here as well. So again, we've just got to keep ourselves on the ball here, we really do. And again, another force here which is fighting, trying to clear the Germans from our rear lines. So I think for this particular episode we are going to start putting armies into place here so we can feed them into here. This army here, again, very experienced, heavy cavalry heavy here, as you can see, but we think we have to feed this into this particular sector here. Again, this force here, I can't cross the bridge because we've got the bridge closed off here. This army here can be dealt with. Mind you, it's only just... Oh, look at that. There's Grenadier Guards. They probably can't escape. Mind you, they probably could have crossed here, but... I think what we'll do, we'll just move these gentlemen out the way here. Oh, should we get across now? No, they've used up all of their movement. That's absolutely fine there. Again, we're going to keep Stuttgart completely defended. Again, we need to retrofit this army here or bring up to full spec, which we should be able to do. We do have these 2 gentlemen here. Let's begin this here. Let's get this army up to full here. Luckily we've got... Look at that. Luckily we've got a very powerful production centre here, right on the edge of Stuttgart here, which we need to feed into. So we're going to make sure we've got enough guns here. And enough cavalry in here. What have we got here? We've got 2 cavalry here. So I think 3-5 cavalry would be fine, and also let's get some howitzers, which really do prove their worth with howitzers. So we've got that at maximum capacity here, and we're going to use the spine here to really start ramping up our military It's starting to take a toll a bit here. As you can see, we just about our tax is paying for our army, but the trade has dropped, and the navy upkeep here is just about keeping up. So it is. We've got like equilibrium here at the moment, but as soon as we start producing a lot more forces here, which we do need to do, it's going to have a huge toll. Before we do that, I think what we will do is we'll just also look here further east. Again, we've got the Middle East as well, firmly under our control, but Persia has declared war upon us, and they've got an absolute plethora of forces here. I mean, look at that. If this descends upon us, we're in trouble. We're also effectively surrounded now between the Persians and the Ottomans here in Armenia. I've got a very good defensive force here, as you can see, and we've also got a small contingent of reserve troops. But getting forces into them is going to be difficult because we can't, for some reason, produce any light infantry at all from here, which means we have to bring it in from somewhere else. Now, we were going to go after Afghanistan before the Persians decide to attack us. Now, if we move into this lot here, it will destroy the army we send in, because the sheer number they have here is extraordinary. I mean, that raid, I mean, good grief, the forces they've got here is scary, to be honest with you. They'll probably overwhelm us, the sheer number they've got. But what we don't do is we don't give up. Now, I'd like to try and move an army group at least back to Baghdad. I think that's where they're going to be heading. So I think, in that regard, I think we will send this army group here back to Baghdad. We'll leave this army, well, these two forces here in Esfahan. Now I know that ties down the Marine Corps, but if they move towards Esfahan as well, we need to have the forces ready here. What can we do here? We can't do it. No, as I said, we just can't do anything here at all. But I think if Baghdad falls, we're cut off from the rest of our production here, and strategically that would be a calamity for us. I think what we'll start moving these forces back into Baghdad here. This army group here, because I think the first target for the Persians will probably be that. I would be very, very surprised if they didn't, to be honest with you. What we will do is we'll just bring in these gentlemen a little bit closer, and we'll just knuckle down here, as it were. We've still got the trade open here, thankfully, but we can't move into here just yet. This is a little bit of a bridge too far, as it were, but we can start hitting behind the lines here. I wonder why that's on fire. Did we do that? I'm not sure, but we're going to hit all of their production here behind the lines using this cavalry army, which the council did ask us to do, which is a wonderful advice. It really is. But again, we're going to sort of start repositioning our troops here. We need to bring more troops into the Middle East as well. We can't produce any line infantry here. Only African native infantry. Very good, but they're not going to be what we need on a consistent level here. So we can get the army in camp. Which what we're doing here is experimenting what we can get here. Can we, if we dismantle the old buildings of here previously and install our own buildings in, as it were, will that give us line infantry? That's what you need to know. As you can see here, it only gives us Minutemen. But the fighting here has been absolutely brutal. It really has. Here it's been exceptionally bad. But I think for this particular episode, what we'll do is focus just on keeping things, getting these armies up to full strength here, as you can see. Right, so what we do, what have we got here? Right, the guns are here. They should be ready pretty soon. 4 howitzers, 2 cannon.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to have, excuse me, my friends. Always got, whenever I start recording, I've always got a frog in my throat. Always. We'll have one more light infantry. I think we might use some light infantry as well, I think. Now, what about here? This army here is being absolute brute. That's right, they were during the fighting when the Spanish forces managed to break through. Again, here replenishing. Here replenishing. Goodness me.
At the ready.
Yeah, let's our recruitment here. Well, we got 2 howitzers. Let's get 3 howitzers and 3 24-pounder a foot. Thank you. Here we've got a good. We've gotten some. One more cuirassier, and I think some more, and then also some 24-foot as well. We've also got here in Denmark additional forces we can send over. Now, unfortunately, Norway have not moved to help us here. They've been cut off here, unfortunately, but I'm not sure if we can still produce overland trade here with them. I don't think we can, but let's use Sweden as well. What have we got here in Sweden? We've got these forces. Let's get ourselves a general. And let's also start equipping this army here. 3, because the fire support really has been pivotal in all the battles, and we intend now to really ramp up the production here and training. Now we do have these armies here. We might shift another one of these armies here that's in St. Petersburg in Russia back and support, because we don't need these 3 here. I think we'll send one of these back because Russia has effectively been just squeezed out here. All they've got is Moscow left. Now if we could take Moscow, that would be a real boon, but we're not sure what's here, so we might need an agent up here to see what's going on. So to that end, I think we'll just send one of these armies back to help reinforce in Amsterdam. I think that's what we'll do. I think we'll send. This is more of a defensive force here. It doesn't give. It hasn't got many troops.
Make ready.
I think we'll send this force back here. It's a little bit more of an offensive force, so I think let's send them back.
Ready and waiting. Awaiting further orders. Forward! March, sir.
I send them to there, and we can put this army in here. We're just moving things about here. Now we're going to put these gentlemen in, but behind these forces here. Again, continually feeding in the reinforcements we need. Because of course there's so many forces here, it's going to take quite a while here.
Orders received and understood. Make camp.
Excellent.
Officer on deck.
We'll send them back to their original fleet. Now we've got one more force in here. Now if these these are being replenished, but the fighting has been absolutely brutal. Gosh. So all of these are being used to recruitment, so we're really bringing everything we've got here to the fore here. Bring everything to bear here. We can't recruit line infantry here along here at all. Even with our own Army Staff College, it's very, very odd. So I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go back to the homeland, to the mainland, and we're going to have to, because remember Spain have got all this down here as well, and I'm not sure what they've got in Madrid, but we've managed to cut off this here. But they're still managed to stand strong here in the Gibraltar Straits. So we're going to go back to the homeland here. We're going to start using the money we've got here to start producing the forces we need. That's an excellent force there, but we do need a general in here.
Ready and awaiting orders. Sir. At the ready.
And what we'll do is we'll just send these gentlemen into this army here.
Forward.
Quite well balanced here. We've got all howitzers here, which I don't like doing normally, but I think what we'll do is we'll just have 2 24-pounders here. Now this army here can be this gentleman here can be used to produce another nucleus of a force, which I always like to have at least 4 cavalry to start off that nucleus. Now here in Philadelphia, you can only produce a number of units, certain about 3 units at a time, which is a little bit bizarre. But under this army here, what does it need? It's got, yeah, it needs the 3 cannon. So I'll give us these. We need 1, 2, 3. We need 4 more infantry. Because what we have proven is the fire support is usually absolutely vital to what we're doing. It really is. It's the real quintessential backbone of our armies here. As you can see, these aren't at full strength either because we've maxed out everything here. We could even start perhaps saying something from New Mexico. We haven't been to Mexico, New Spain for a very, very long time. We really haven't. But I think we have to start really reaching deep now into our reserves in terms of what we can do here. So again, let's get the cuirassiers here. 4 cuirassiers. Some 24 pounders here. We're going to have to use every sinew of our republic to really start taking it to the Spanish, because otherwise we're going to be fighting the Spanish until doomsday, to be honest with you. It really is that kind of what it's going to be like. No, actually, let's do this properly here. We don't need these gentlemen yet. What we do need is cannon first. Now, the call into here, which I'm not happy with here, and we've also got the French down here. They've gotten these 2 here, but they're not feeding into the trade line, which to me seems a bit of a waste because these can be quite very, look at that, abundant gold mine, high yield gem minefield. This here would give us incredible amounts. We might even look at taking this. If you want to go against Savoy yet, they've been okay with us, but we could take this quite quickly, to be honest with you. There's nothing here we have to worry about. But they do have a very strong force here in Martinique. That's something that would require. We don't have the forces to do that just yet. Everything is in Europe and in the Middle East at the moment. So as you can imagine, my friends, we're just pushing everything we can here. Now, can we do anything from here? I don't think we can. We've been allied with Britain for such a long time, but they've done absolutely nothing for us at all. All they've done is basically keep their nose out of everything we've done, but they haven't helped us one iota in terms of taking a direct fight with our enemies. Everything we've done off our own back. No, anything coming in through here? No, nothing. All this has been cut off. That's actually fantastic. But the Ottomans here. So we're at peace with Dagestan, but look at that. That's a brutal army there. Because those organ guns can be an absolute menace. But I think that's all we're going to do, particularly for this particular turn now. I think we can probably end this turn here. Now that we sort of brought everything up to speed, what we need to do here, everything's been replenished and replaced as best we can. We do need to bring some more forces in here, but at the moment we're earmarking the forces for here. And then our next round will then go into these forces here in the Romalia. That's what we're going to do. There's also the Crimea here as well, which we might want to take from the Germans as well here. They do have a considerable amount of forces moving through in here, haven't they? So we might be able to take Moscow as well, but I know there's quite a few Russian forces surrounding Moscow. But this is the main battle here, my friends. We've got to try and take this here, although even the fight down into here, into Spain, is going to be pretty difficult because they've still got a huge amount of forces available. But let's end the turn. Let's just see what happens here. Ooh. Would you look at that? Now, they've come here and trying to take this fight here, which I think we've got the forces here to take them out on here, but this is going to be a very difficult fight because they do have some excellent forces, particularly these grenadiers here. But I think if we're on the defensive, we can hold a very strong line here, but they're going to come for us all guns blazing. Let's take this fight. Let's take this fight here, my friends, and let's just destroy or eliminate one more German army that's behind our lines. This is what they're doing, see. They're harassing us. They're sort of dwindling our reserves, our forces wherever they can. It really is having a real effect, a profound effect on our combat power. Not just here, but elsewhere. Particularly against the Spanish. Now, so look what we've got here. The topography here, the battlefield. Not too bad. Undulating here. Small valley here, as you can see, as you go down onto. So we've got this hill here as well, but you've got this slope up here. But unfortunately, we've also got this small hamlet here, this small town and village here that's going to impede not only their advance, but our left flank here. So I think what we'll do is have the left flank for cavalry. We might just pull back here. Now here's demarcation line, and also here's the end of our deployment zone. And we've got these huts here as well. Looks like some kind of woodcutter's hut here as well. So we have to be careful what we're doing here in terms of deployment. Definitely got enough guns here to do some damage, but only 2 of each. Probably a bit of an oversight on my part. Let's bring all this under our control here. Oh, look sharp, gentlemen, look sharp. Perfect. So I think we've set it up not too bad here. We just set it up away from this hut as well, and just enough away from the main village here, so we should be okay here. Mind you, sometimes these logs now can be a real problem, as you can see here. I think we'll keep the cavalry. These cavalry here on the left. These will be our strike force on the left here. We'll pull in all the line infantry into a very compact space. We might even get some reserves out of this as well. And again, more cavalry, which we'll put on the extreme right. Again, just to maneuver ourselves into position properly. Some more forces which we'll hope put into reserve. Just going to put them here for the moment. And let's get ourselves set up here. We've got a massive defence we've got here we can establish. As you can see, they don't like this here. I don't think we've got any veterans here at all, unfortunately. Looks like all of them are greenhorns, as it were. But let's just set up ourselves a defence. Again, we're going to try and thread the needle here between the village here. And again, I think we've got this sort of very odd step shape here to these, so you can see those ridges there in the ground. That's very, very odd. It's disguised by the grass here. Yep. Now, let's put the regiment here again, keeping a very compact defence. And this army here on the left, and this regiment, a big one on the left. This will be a tough fight though, because the Germans are ready, and they're coming in with quite a powerful force. Again, on the right here. Just want to cover everything we've got here. A little bit too close there. Perfect. And this regiment here as well. Just defending the village. We could pop it into there, but again, that would be a perfect target for their guns, which is what we don't want. Can we pull some reserves in as well, just in case? We'll just put this regiment here as well, on the right, and we'll cut the road here with this regiment as well. Gentlemen. Thank you. I think we'll keep some reserves. We'll keep one reserve here on the right, one on the left, just in case, you never know. And we'll keep one central. Again, you just don't know what's going to come around, how this is going to pan out here. We should set these as well. Quick line. Mind you, that's quite a big no man's land here, but again, we've got this covering this here. We usually keep these. Shrapnel shot is an absolute brute, it really is, but they won't come in just yet. So we'll put them on round shot for the moment. That's a pretty good defensive line we got here. Not too far back, but just right. Let's end the turn. Oh, look at that. There it is. Cuirassiers right on the flank there. And if I'm not mistaken, indeed, sir. Let's see if we can flank them here. Oh, that's a good shot. Well done, sir. Oh man, for goodness sake. Oh, look at that. They've taken a real pasting there. I have no idea what just happened there, but it didn't go well, did it? Come on. That's a beautiful sight. Hold the line, lads. Hold the line. That's it, well done, lads. Get into them. Oh, well done. Gosh, we're taking a fierce beating here. We really are, aren't we? This is why we've got reserves. Come on, lads. That's it. Let's finish off the cavalry here. Oh, what a shot, my goodness me. My compliments to the chef there, that was a wonderful shot. They're going to break as well. Come on, lads, well done. Some good work here on the flanks. That's it. Take them down. I wonder if we can work our way around here. Just remove them now. Let's remove this regiment from the order of battle, if you would, please. Thank you. Excellent. Now let's try and get ourselves on the flanks here. Here they come. We've got to watch out for this cavalry stakes here. So they're hogging these lines so we don't attack them from the flanks here. Well done, sir. Oh, well done. Not doing too bad here. Not doing too bad at all. Got to keep the pressure on the cavalry here. I can do that. I wonder if we could dive in here and take care of these. Wavering. They really don't. Oh, well done, sir. They've almost had enough here. They've almost had enough here. Gotta watch out for these stakes here. They'll absolutely cripple us, those stakes. It's an excellent camouflage position, it really is. Just can't get around here at the moment, and also guns are just out of reach. I wonder if we can start hitting some of these grenadiers here. I wonder. Oh, that's a good shot. Oh, that's a good shot. My compliments to the chef. What we need to do is we need to poke these gentlemen so that they just move against us here. Oh, that's ideal. That is ideal. Picking these apart a bit, but we've just got them. If only we could get onto these here and hit them hard here in the flanks. We've got to poke them so they start moving against us. So we can just do that. they're doing this, while they're messing about with this here, we can just clear up these. Let's try and poke them here. Get out of there. Get out of there, lads. Just swarmed them there. We're picking them apart here bit by bit. If we can roll up this flank here, it would be an absolute wonder. Come on lads, we need this shattered here. Because there's a cohesive whole here. Oh, look at that, we've smashed them here. They've done a wonderful fight here. Let's move on this flank here. As you can see, they look at this. They don't know what to do here. They're taking such a pasting here. Now, can we move on the general here? But we've got to be careful. Actually, let's move into these. Let's try and get into this cluster here if we can. Start picking them apart. If we pick them apart on the edges, rear guard action of its finest here, so it really is. Can we punch into one of these here? Let's see if we can hit the grenadiers here. Come on lads, shatter them now, they've gone. Here they come. Here they come. That's spooked them now, that has. As I say, we just got to poke the hornet's nest here a little bit. Just wait for them to come into line here. As soon as they come into line, look at that. That's what I'm talking about there, my friends. Beautifully done. The Grenadiers here is what we need to take out here. But can we take out the General as well, I wonder? Now that he's available, and we can possibly push in against the Grenadiers here as well. Look at that. They've fallen perfectly into our trap here. The cavalry's in the back, the majority of the fighting here. Actually, let's take out the General in his entirety here, shall we? Let's crush him between these two. Between these two horse wedges here. Now we've cleared the flanks. Don't let them form, don't let them form. Got them. Oh, look at that. Shot. The cavalry's done exceptionally well here. It really has. You know, you've got to give credit where credit is due. That really is an exceptional work here on the flanks and in the rear. They've just absolutely just pushed them where we wanted them to be here. Let's take the fight here to them. We can pretty much pick them apart now. Let's do with the General what we can here now. We've isolated him as well from the main Grenadiers. Got him. Gone. Christian Budeus gone. Oh, that's magnificent. So they're keeping their distance here. We're just out of their way here for the meantime. They are fast, my goodness me. They've gone. Oh, it's beautiful to see, it really is. But can we catch them now? Gotta watch out for these here. These horse stakes will be absolutely brutal. Ooh, trying to sneak up on us here, I see. Go on, lads, get stuck in there now. Don't give him any peace here at all. Back in line, gentlemen. tower. Give them a volley, lads. Give them a volley. Oh my gosh, these grenadiers are taking care of this cavalry here, but mind you, the cavalry's done an exceptional job here, it really has. But look at this, there's just a shadow now of their former selves here. These, we should have these beaten soon as well. These are gone, they've gone, they're completely, it's been nullified here. They're going to go as well. I wouldn't be surprised if these don't go soon as well. Oh, perfect shot, sir. Broken here. Let's get into them. Let's get into them here. Come on, lads. Like it. Oh, it's a wondrous shot. Oh, they've gone. They've had enough. Look at that. They're shattered as well. They've got. Yes, what a. That was beautiful, my friends. Absolutely perfect. Yes. That was a wonderful victory. We've shattered that German army. Perfect. We only lost 449. Actually, our casualty rate our friendly fire was pretty good there. But look at that. We absolutely eviscerated this army. Good grief, look at the cuirassiers, they did the bulk of the work. 24 pounders foot, not too bad at all, but we've eliminated this force. Effectively, it's gone now. Yeah, it's retreated. So we've recaptured the town now. Thank you very much. That was excellent. Taking a while here to decide what it wants to do. That was excellent for us.
Citizens, fight!
Excellent, we did a wonderful job there. The Barbary State's retreating. Maybe they can see what's coming down the road if they continue here. We've also got that force there just on the outskirts. We might use it there to mop up some of these Barbary States. It looks like they... I'm not sure what they're doing here, but... Looks like they're reinforcing here through the Carpathian Mountains, but are they going to reinforce the Balkans? Looks like they might do there. That's a large German army there moving through here. That's the remnants of... Oh, look at that. I bet you they go for Klausenberg, Transylvania there. Looks like they're going to try... Yeah, they're going to try and hit Königsberg, perhaps. Yeah. Yeah, they're reinforcing. They're reinforcing Bulgaria. That's a quite astute tactical move here. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but they've taken that village again.
Enemy ahoy!
Let's retreat. Here they come. Yeah, it looks like the Afghans are going to move now because Persia has moved against us. Be interesting to see what Persia does. If anything at all, isn't done nothing at all, I don't think. Ottomans. Looks like they're regrouping here. Oh, here's the Persians here. I wonder if they move against Baghdad. We might not get the forces there in time. No, they're doing anything at all, are they? It will at least give us the opportunity to move, unless they're going to move against that. No, they're not. What about Spain? What will Spain do here? Moving more forces into the cauldron. Yeah, they're sending everything they've got up here now. So they're just throwing everything they've got into this battle. Even from Spain, they're sending more forces from Spain. What a fight this is going to be here, my goodness me. Each of us is just reinforcing more and more. Have they replenished some of these forces? They might well have done. They might have replenished some of these here. I think they might have sent those good... Ah, look at that. Once again, they're moving in here. Ah, they're going to... Yeah, they really want to break this here. No chance. Absolutely no chance. Yeah, here we go. Gosh, look how many forces they're feeding into here. It's extraordinary. Even movement here, which means it might be... Oh, yeah, look at... Oh, gosh. How the blazes are we going to hold this? They've done it again. Ah, ooh. Now that is quite the fight we can take, but I'll leave that in the council's hands here. With what we do, we are outnumbered by about 4,000 men, but this would drag in all of these forces here into a fight against these forces which have earmarked for the pincer. Now I'll leave that in the council's hands here, what we do here, because these are earmarked for an attack into these here. But if we get drawn into this fighting here, it means we've got to delay this move into this. We've got to delay pouring more force into this pincer. I'll leave that to the council's advice here. But my friends, hope you've enjoyed this episode. I'm going to leave this particular episode here right now, waiting for your advice. Thank you for all of your wonderful support and advice. Sorry for the lateness of each of these episodes, my friends. Christmas grows near. Work is getting a little bit more behind the scenes, so I hope you can appreciate that, my friends. But thank you for all of your advice, your support, very kind words. It does mean a lot, my friends. As always, thank you for your wonderful advice. Please be safe whatever you're doing. But until next time, bye for now.